And to comparing two frequency devices that I have purchased over the last year. One of them is the WavWatch, which I purchased last summer. And the second one is the Healy frequency device, which I purchased about 2 weeks ago at the end of March. So I wanted to get on a live and share a little bit about my experience with each of these and which one I love more and why. Okay, so let's start with the WavWatch because the WavWatch literally is the one that kind of got me started a little bit more on this using of frequencies for natural wellness and also just restoring balance and healing various things. And I will say that this has helped me for sure. But I get made fun of all the time for my gigantic Apple Watch. It's not actually an Apple Watch, but it does look like a really, really big Apple Watch. And so that is one of the things that I don't love about this is it's huge. And I'm not really sure why they couldn't make a smaller version of it, because if Apple and Fitbit and all of these smartwatches can make a small screen, I'm not sure why the WavWatch can't do that. But I will say that the WavWatch is great because it does work on sound frequency. And there are 890 different frequencies that are available in this watch. And, there's everything from migraine relief to, various C words to varicose veins to Erb's palsy, to Bell's palsy, to all sorts of different things on this WavWatch. And you literally just go and choose the setting. There's like a vagus nerve setting. There's all sorts of different kinds of settings for that specific frequency using sound. Now, I'm not going to pretend to understand exactly how frequencies work in our bodies, but I will tell you this: I'm not a scientist. I'm not a quantum physicist. I'm not any of those things. But I will tell you this: that every single cell in our body has a different frequency. Muscles have frequencies. Inflammation has frequencies. Various diseases have frequencies, and so those are all. That's a known fact. I also use essential oils, and each essential oil, each botanical plant has different frequencies, right? So there is something to this whole frequency thing. When you use the car fob or the key fob to open your car, that runs on a magnetic frequency that's specific to your car lock. There's like all these different things. Cell phones run on frequencies. So there's all these different things in our world that basically run on frequencies. So the WavWatch runs on a sound frequency method. Now, I will say that this has served me well for the last, I would say, I guess maybe like 8-9 months. But one of the things that I don't love about it, besides the gigantic size, is that because it works on sound frequency, there is actually a buzzing noise. And I'm not sure if I am just really sensitive to auditory the auditory sense, so like very sensitive hearing, but I can hear the buzzing noise even when it is on like the lowest setting, like setting 1, on some of these programs. Some of them are louder than others. They recommend that you're running the frequency or the level on this at a 4 to an 8, which for me is like, there is no way I can go about my day because I can hear the buzzing and it drives me crazy. So that is one of the things that I don't love about the Wave, in addition to the in addition to the size. But it did what it was supposed to do. It has helped with my migraines. There's a hangover setting on here, which is kind of fun. It has helped, I put it on my kids. It's helped with growing pains. It's helped with vagus nerve, all of those things. There's also like a sleep apnea setting here that I've used at night sometimes. So it's definitely something that I have found benefit from. Now, enter in the Healy, which I bought at the end of March of this year. And I will say there is quite a big price difference between the two. However, the Healy can do so much more than the WavWatch. And the Healy is really This one has way more frequencies. I think there's like 1,400 frequencies on here. And what I love about the Healy, and there's various different levels, right? So I bought the professional level, so I have capability for all these different kinds of programs, but I also have the ability to scan my own energy, which is something that the WavWatch does not allow for. And I really love that piece of the Healy, that I can scan what my body needs on that specific day, and it will come up with a list of programs that are recommended for me on that day. So let's say there's not a specific thing that I want to work on. So, and I'm just kind of wake up and I'm like, what should I do today? I can scan this and it will tell me what my top 5 programs would be for that day based on my frequency of my body on that day. So that's number one that I love about the Healy. The second thing is, look how small it is. So it's actually basically the same size as the WavWatch. However, I can clip it anywhere. I don't need to wear it as a watch, which is amazing. So I can clip it onto my shirt if I want, right? I can clip it into my bra so that you can't even see it. I can clip it onto my belt loop or my pant loop here, right? You don't even see it, right? Which I love because I can put this on my kids and they can go about doing whatever activities they're doing. We put this on when we're going to sleep because the sleep programs on this have been so amazing for my children and for their sleep over the last 2 weeks. And you can't do that with this. I have found that this is very hard actually to put on my kids because finding a wristband that is small enough for their arms that will still hold the WaveWatch has proven to be very difficult. Um, and so, oh, hi, France. So that is another thing that I love about the Healy is that it is convenient. Now, the Healy also has an option to put on various wristbands with some other additional wires, which I totally understand that some people are kind of like, oh, that's like, I don't want wires attached to me. But you can actually put those under your shirt and go about your day and not have to worry about it. The good thing about the wires is that it actually allows the current to go through. So the individual microcurrent allows that to go through directly into your muscles and your body at a lot more of a potent, I guess, way. Versus the Healy I got the one that has the coil, it's called. So I'm just going to pull it off here. But basically, it's this piece, which allows the Healy to be wireless. So I generally use the wireless option most of the day, which is amazing because I can just clip it on and go and I don't have to worry about it. Like I've been using this while I go and see clients and they don't even know that I'm wearing it. So that's kind of cool. So convenience, it doesn't make a sound is my third benefit for this. I love it. It's quiet. And so I can wear this if I wanted to. I could wear this to sleep. There's no buzzing noises. There's nothing. It is so quiet that I love it. I love that aspect of it alone because I was really getting driven crazy by the WavWatch and the buzzing noise. Picture that noise of like the fluorescent lights overhead, and you're kind of like, oh, it's not really that loud, but like I can just hear it, and then you focus on it. That's what I was getting with the WavWatch. So I love the Healy because it has the scanning capabilities. It is nice and portable. It's also actually lighter than the WavWatch. So it has that option. I can hook this up to my kids and it's like totally fine. They don't even notice that they're wearing it. So, and it's quiet. The other thing that I really love about the Healy is the distance healing component. And that is like mind blowing to me. I don't understand it. I'm not going to pretend to understand it. But let me just tell you, I have been trialing this out with one of my clients for the last week and a half. She came to me for craniosacral therapy for her baby. And while we had our session, she talked to me a lot about his sleep and how he wakes up pretty much every hour to nurse. That's the only thing that will help him get back to sleep is latching. And he's like 11 months old. So mom is tired. So I said, wow, would you be open to trying this distance healing? And I checked in with her probably about 3 or 4 days after starting the distance healing. I used the sleep component on here. And then I also was able to do a distance scan on this little baby. And there were some other programs that came up as well. So I've been running the programs twice a day. So during the day, I'll run sort of the non-sleep programs. And then at night, I run the sleep program for him, usually around 6:30 or 7 at night, in an effort to get him ready for sleep. So after about the first 3 to 4 days, I checked in with mom. She was like, I haven't really noticed a difference. Guess what I just got today? I got a message from her and she said, oh my gosh, I think last night was the first night where he actually had good sleep. So I'm waiting for details, but it has now been about a week and 3 days of using the distance healing with him every single day. And we're starting to see progress, which is mind blowing to me. So exciting. Franz, yeah, that watch is big. So that is like hands down, this is worth every single penny. I can do distance healing with clients if I wanted, with my private clients. I can do distance healing with my family, which is so cool. So next up, I'm going to really try to convince my brother-in-law that I need to do some distance healing for his migraines. And I'll just be honest, yes, I have had benefit from the WavWatch. But when I put the Healy on for my migraine this month, I get migraines every single month. It's something to do with my period. Nobody can figure out. I've gone to acupuncture. I've done traditional Chinese medicine. I've done essential oils. I've done osteopathy. I've done so many different things, chiropractic, naturopathic, all of the things for these migraines, and nobody can really figure it out. And there's like little things that kind of help a little bit. The WavWatch was one of the first things that really helped me at least function during the day for that 24 hours that the migraine usually runs. The Healy, I put it on a setting, the migraine setting or the head pain setting for twice. So each program was 19 minutes. So I put it on twice, and this allowed me to get out of bed in about half an hour. Much faster than this, actually. And I was able to function all day long with just some of the other programs and wearing this throughout the day. And nobody even sees or notices that I'm wearing this. So in case you haven't figured it out yet, the Healy is actually my favorite out of these two. Yes, there's a cost difference, but there's also so much more benefit to the Healy. There's so many more things that the Healy can do versus the WavWatch. Yeah, so I barely even use my WavWatch anymore because this is just so much more convenient. And remember, I told you I really hate the buzzing noise on this one. Yeah, so if you have any questions, if I have piqued your interest, if you have any questions for me, you want to explore Healy a little bit more, you're a little bit curious, I suggest that you get in touch with me because I love chatting about this. I'm just starting to explore this. I've had this device now for like 2 weeks, and every day there's something new that I just absolutely love. Yeah, so get in touch with me and I would love to chat more about this. I am compiling more resources and learnings on my own. I will leave you with this. If you have questions about frequency and how frequency healing kind of works, and you're kind of like, ooh, I don't know if I believe, is this too woo for me? I am currently listening to The Resonance Effect on Audible, so audiobook. I highly recommend listening to that because it is blowing my mind. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. She really talks about how there are frequencies for nerves, there's frequencies for inflammation, there's different frequencies for muscle pain versus bone stuff going on, there's frequencies for gut health. That's the other thing with this. I got the professional version, which has the digital nutrition. I haven't started exploring that yet, but my friend has been using the digital nutrition to basically get rid of supplements. So think about how many supplements you are buying every single month and how much you're using on supplements, how much money you're spending on supplements. This might be worth it. All right, everybody, I'm done talking about this today. I want to keep these videos nice and short. So if I have piqued your interest, if you are curious, please get in touch with me. Just send me a DM, either on Instagram or on Facebook. And I am happy to get in touch with you and to chat more about this magical device that I have started exploring in my own life and in my children's lives and in my clients' lives. That's it for me. Bye for now.